And welcome to another episode of Pick and Roll with the Presley Bros. If you will, take a moment, look down below, see if you're subscribed to the channel. If you're not, please subscribe to us. It does nothing to you, no notifications, no emails or anything. It's free to you. We're just trying to grow the love of college basketball. I'm talking about the SEC tournament. It starts tomorrow. First game is LSU versus Kentucky. Now, for you Wildcat fans out there, I know you know this. And it is a disappointing day to be a Kentucky Wildcat fan because tomorrow will be the first time Kentucky has ever played in the opening day of the SEC tournament in Kentucky Wildcat history. And I'm going to stand on what I said months ago. Mark Pope is not the guy. They were tired of Coach Cal, and they thought, you know what, the grass is greener on the other side. He has Arkansas at the number 3 team. And I have a strong feeling that if he was still at Kentucky, that a lot of his players that are at Arkansas would be at Kentucky. Because it's not just the Kentucky name anymore. It's Coach Cal. He's one of the main reasons why Kentucky was such a powerhouse for so long. Now, he did have his stints, but he's doing a better job than Mark Pope so far. I am going to pick Kentucky in this first game. I hate Kentucky, but LSU is absolutely horrible. It took a miracle for Kentucky to beat LSU the first time, but I'm taking the Kentucky Wildcats to beat LSU tomorrow at 12:30 Eastern Time, 11:30 Central Time. Next game is Mississippi State versus Auburn. Unfortunately, I have to pick Auburn. I hate Auburn with a passion. I'm an Alabama fan, roll tide as always, and I always want them to lose. But Mississippi State has one guy, and his name's, I'm drawing a blank on him, Josh Hubbard, there we go, my goodness. Josh Hubbard, that's the only guy Mississippi State has pretty much, and besides that, they're garbage. So give me Auburn to beat Mississippi State. And I don't care what happens, unless Auburn wins the SEC tournament, they do not belong in March Madness. I do not care what anyone says. I don't care what argument you try to put forward. There is no way a 16 and 15, are they 16 and 15? Let's see, let me look real quick. Auburn is 16 and 15. There's no way you can tell me that a 16 and 15 team belongs in March Madness unless they win it all, which means they'll put them at, let's see, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, and 15. Put them at 21 and 15 if they win it all, but that's the only way I think they belong, and obviously they get an automatic bid. But give me Auburn in that game. I'm yapping for too long. Ole Miss versus Texas. Texas is honestly a scary team. I think they're just on the brink of getting in. So if they make a run in the SEC tournament, I think that they should slide in. I think they are a little bit better than Auburn. They're 18 and 13. I think if they win their first 2 games and then lose to Bama in the quarterfinals, they might make it. Maybe, I don't know. That's going to be really close. But give me Texas to beat Ole Miss. Ole Miss is horrible this year. I thought they were going to be pretty solid, but Chris Beard does not have his team up at this shape. Last game is South Carolina versus Oklahoma. 2 really bad teams, but I'm going to take Oklahoma because they've proven to be a better team overall from a little bit that I've seen from both teams. I mean, they're both 4 and 14. No. South Carolina's 4 and 14 in the conference. Oklahoma's 7 and 11. Oklahoma has some solid wins. They beat Vandy at Vandy, which that's a really solid win. Vandy's good this year. We're going to start from the bottom. Oklahoma versus Texas A&M. Texas A&M was at one point the number 1 team in the SEC. And then Alabama beat them, and they went on a string of losses. But Texas A&M is a good team. They really are. They're a solid team. The guy from Samford, I can't remember his name right now, the head coach, he came from Samford, and he's turned this program around. I mean, not turned it around. Everyone predicted them to be bad. I said the wrong way. Everyone predicted them to be bad, but he's made this a good team. Like, they're solid. And they have former Alabama player Rylan Griffin, who's been pretty good this year. Sorry for the yawn. It's late here. Texas versus Georgia. I'm taking Texas over Georgia. Georgia has a lot of offense. They beat Alabama recently. They have some guys who can just go off at random times. But I think Texas is going to be like the scary team in this. So I'm going to take Texas to beat Georgia. I'm going to take Tennessee to beat Auburn. I think Tennessee is just too good. I don't think they're that great, honestly. Like, this is one of Rick Barnes' worst teams that I've seen in a while. But I'm going to take Tennessee over Auburn because Auburn is horrible as well. There's a reason they're 16-15. I mean, no flack to Stephen Pearl. His dad put him in the worst possible position. His dad was like, all right, I know my team's garbage, so I'm quitting. I'm not sure what he thought, but that's literally how my head made it out to be. Like, all right, we're cooked, so I'm just going to give it over to my son. And he admitted to nepotism. So, sorry, Stephen Pearl, you might be done for as well, but we'll see what happens. Kentucky versus Missouri. My heart wants to take Missouri just out of spite because I cannot stand Kentucky basketball. I just can't. I had never liked them, never will. But I'm going to pick Kentucky because I think that they're gonna make the tournament, but they are. I don't know. There's something about Kentucky that like now they run on doubt, and it's like, you're Kentucky basketball. Like, what are you doing? You're Kentucky basketball. You don't need to be fueling on doubt and on the haters. Like, Kentucky is one of the blue bloods, and they're just haven't been what everyone was expecting them to be. So give me Kentucky over Missouri. They got a tough game against Florida in the quarterfinals, but starting from the top, Florida versus Kentucky. I can't pick Kentucky. Even if I was a Kentucky fan, I could not genuinely pick Kentucky. Florida's going to win this game. They beat them already, and they are going to win again. And hey, I'm cheering for Kentucky in this one. I want Florida to lose because that gives a better chance for Alabama. Tennessee versus Vandy. I'm picking Vandy. And here's why. Here's the sole reason why. At the beginning of our series, we did like a prediction video. I predicted Florida to win the regular season, which they did, so I got that part right. I predicted Vandy to win the SEC tournament. Now, am I going to stick with that? I kind of want to because of my prediction, but I'm not sure if I'm going to stick with it or not. I'm going to take Vandy over Tennessee, and Vandy playing Florida in the semifinals. But give me Texas versus Alabama, 10 versus 2. I'm going to take Alabama, of course. Roll Tide. I've already said it once. I'll say it a million times. Roll Tide always and forever. Alabama beats Texas, gets their revenge. They should have not lost it. They should not have lost them in the first place. They were just abysmal that game. Alabama could not hit water if they fell out of a boat. So give me Alabama to get revenge on Texas. Move on to the semifinals. Arkansas versus Texas A&M. Give me Arkansas. Arkansas has the best player in the SEC. You can't say anything else. Darius Acuff is the best player in the SEC. He won Player of the Year. He won Freshman of the Year. And I personally think that he's a top 5 draft pick. He's that good. He's that talented. And he dropped 49 on Bama already. And I'm going to go ahead and pick that next one. Bama versus Arkansas. I'm taking Arkansas. And there's 2 reasons why. One, already mentioned it, Darius Acuff. He's just a beast. And secondly, Arkansas was not at their full strength when they played Alabama, and they took them to triple overtime and still almost won with guys fouled out, with not a full healthy team. So I'm taking Arkansas to go to the finals, unfortunately. I'm an Alabama fan, but I'm an honest man. So give me Arkansas over Alabama in the semifinals. Florida versus Vandy. I'm going to take Florida again because they're just too good. They're peaking at the right time, and I just think they're going to get it done. But I'm taking Arkansas to beat Florida in the championship game. I think that their offense is good enough, and they have the big men to compete with Florida's big men. Now they're not as good. They're not. I know that. No one. I don't know if there's a very few teams who have good as big man as Florida, But we've seen Florida stumble early. I mean, they lost to Auburn at home, they lost to Missouri, and they lost to TCU. Those are 3 really bad losses. All 3 of those are really bad losses. So Florida is not invincible. Yes, they're peaking at the right time, but I'm taking Arkansas to go home with the SEC championship. They're a great team. This is a very scary team in March Madness. I could see them making a big run just like they did last year. I mean, they're better than they were last year. So watch out for Arkansas in March Madness. I'm going to take them to go far. So Arkansas, the winner of the SEC tournament, in my opinion. We'll see what happens. Thank y'all for tuning in. Please, again, subscribe. If you made it this far, subscribe to the channel. We love college basketball, and we want you to love it too. Roll Tide, and God bless.